after hearing their stories, Aman got up, he said, I'm feeling goosebumps.
Welcome to Fika's Focus, Voices Leading Change.
And kia ora, I'm here to chat about my my cool excursion in the weekend. We were very privileged to go along and to Tamapahore Marae, which is on Mangatawa Hill. So this has been a long time coming in terms of my own aspiration to engage with Ngā Pōtikī local iwi. So Ngā Pōtikī a Tamapahore are the local iwi or hapu, actually, sorry, that come under the umbrella of Te Rangamoana. Their ancestral lands are in through Mangatawa, as well as other places, but we got time to spend at their whare tupuna in Tamapahore, and what an experience. We were very fortunate to be part of a very special situation of being welcomed onto their ancestral home and to talk through and hear their stories. So going backwards, I actually met Colin Reader, who is kaumātua, one of the kaumātua for Ngā Pōtikī. I met him at a hui there was in 2018, which was about what Māori education would look like 2050. And at that time I spoke to Colin, and they had aspirations of Ponareo and building a lot more energy in and around the early learning space. What I can also say in that conversation there was that they were very aspirational, and we then started on a journey of trying to engage with Ngā Pōtikī as we, Courtney and I, opened our first centre in Papamoa. We wanted to really honour that relationship, and it took us a while, but we finally got there, and we've been spending a lot of time talking with Hene Marie, who people would have seen on our social media. She's been coming in and running some stuff with us and helping guide us through Ngā Pōtikitanga and helping us embed a lot of their local stories, a lot of pūrākau. But what we've got to is a position where we are now truly, well, I feel like we are now truly in partnership with Ngā Pōtikī in making sure that we are supporting the goals and aspirations of them as an iwi, and making sure that we're telling their stories and embedding the love and respect that they have for their local spots. Some real highlights in the weekend. We were welcomed through formal pōheri. They actually got to coach some of their up-and-coming whai kōrero speakers on the pai. They gave us Luke, and Luke, although he is part of their whānau, he came and spoke for us as manuhiri. They had new kaikaranga practicing, and for me personally, I got to make some connections with people. It was really cool for me personally. I said I was from Tokoroa. They were able to, they were like, oh, where are you from exactly? I said my marae Ngātira, and to have my koro, my koro Haki Thompson, my grandfather, my mum's dad, he was brought up and he died in 2007. So it was awesome to hear them talk about him, build that connection, and really dig into that real personal piece that we do in Māoridom, which is like not where you're from, but actually where you are from. We went through and listened post kind of hākari and having kai and cup of tea and stuff. We came back and they told us some stories, and we were really lucky to hear the stories again from Colin Reader. So koro Colin and koro John Ohia. And I want to talk to John. He is, what a legend. So I had never heard of them, but Tamatoa was a Māori activist group from the 70s. And his reference to what they were doing for Te Reo Māori was a very powerful story. What was interesting to me was that he said very clearly there was no such thing as iwi then. There was just Māori. And he told a very powerful story of going to a Tauranga County Council event, and them and a man he didn't name getting up and saying, oh, look, we don't need to focus on the language and things, because soon all Māori will be gone and we'll be back to being New Zealanders, which would have really fired me up, obviously, but fired John up. And as a collective, they built this group called Tamatoa, and there were different collectives of them, and they were really campaigning for the rights of their language, of our language, and also just the genuine rights of Māori, and also really combating the racism that was embedded in large cultural situations like universities. Colin and John spoke also to how in Auckland University, a long time ago, the engineering school would celebrate, their graduation by wearing, by the sounds of things, Ku Klux Klan type apparel, and go up Auckland streets doing hakas and things. And they were politely asked by a group of Tamatoa to not do that. And yeah, there was a bit of an altercation in that. But just hearing the stories of John Ohia and his true battle for Māori, for our language, and for just the ability to stand up for themselves was a really cool part of the day. The last thing I want to talk to was not with them, but was actually from one of our own team. It was from Aman. So Aman, we've had on the podcast before, and we'll probably get back on soon again, because I think he spoke beautifully and he would love to talk to this further, but I'll give you a bit of a rundown of it. After hearing their stories, Aman got up, he said, I'm feeling goosebumps. Hearing your stories, he said, it makes me so proud knowing that my ancestors back in India went through the same thing of having to, fight for their rights and to stick up for what they believed in, and to really to push away oppression and things like that. And he said, I tell my kids, my sons of our history, but now I am part of this history, and now I will tell the Māori history to my sons as well. And that was a really, I think, moving moment for many of us sitting there listening to Aman speak, because what Colin and John really wanted to continue to address was race relations, and the ability to sit down at the table and actually talk through indifference and own what we can own, and move forward with what we can move forward with. So that part of the day with Aman, I was deeply proud of Aman. I think all of the Future Focus staff were deeply proud of Aman, and he really summed up what I think we're all feeling. Just to wrap up, really, this is an exciting partnership. We have got some more things coming in terms of building wananga around building waiata and haka that's tied to here. We've got more stories to learn. We want to get to different marae, and I know Hene Marie's and Spencer's big one is trying to get all the children to the marae, because I think that would be an amazing experience. So yeah, a truly wonderful day, but we look forward to catching up with Ngā Pōtikī in the future.